Hey everyone, welcome to the depot. My name is Brad, and today I'm going to be doing a apartment renovation in the Arts District. It's the FountainView Penthouse, and I wanted to do something that wasn't like I didn't want to rebuild it by any means. I just wanted to add on to and possibly extend. So what I ended up doing was taking this from like an open plan kind of thing to I have two bedrooms now with kind of walls. The master bedroom is a bit open planny, but it's on its own level, so like it's above the original part of the house. And funny enough, I kind of took inspiration from this from when my nan used to live in like this is literally a similar thing. That's kind of where I got the, like, how do I say it? The hood, the very top level. This thing I'm building right now, like this, how I got the shape and the design of it. But the only difference is that this building's kind of half industrial, half modern, and my nan's was like fully modern. So it was kind of hard for me to bring the top of that to this building. But I think I made it work. Like, yeah. And in my nan's, it wasn't a master bedroom in the roof. It was the living room and the kitchen. So, like, everyone would sit up there. And it was nice because you can't do it in The Sims, but, like, the glass would go all the way up to, like, the top of, like, even past like, into the roof all the way up. You know what I mean? Like, the things you can't do on The Sims, which I hope you can one day. So, yeah, it was kind of difficult, but I think I made it work in a little weird kind of way. So yeah, this is what I meant by the tall kind of thing, that I used it as basically like a monolith. I don't know how you describe it. Basically just a building block for the rest of the apartment to come off of. But I wanted to keep the brickwork here in the center as like the last remaining industrial piece. And like on the gallery in the description, it's basically I like sound like an estate agent. It's hilarious, but I like to do that, so I don't really care. And I was like, oh, maintaining a lot of original features, and that's kind of what I mean by like this glass. When like the glass here, I would class that as like an original feature, except for maybe the doors that I just changed. But it's meant to be a modern apartment, so I had to change it up. But I don't mind the industrial windows; like they look quite nice. So it's kind of like I said, an original feature of the penthouse that's managed to be maintained through the renovation. So yeah, if this was real life, the owner would be like, hey, I'm going to make bank now, but it's The Sims, and I think you rent no, I think you buy the penthouses. Yeah. You can clearly tell that I've never had a Sim be successful enough, as of yet, in the City Living pack expansion. Woo! So yeah, basically, I went for I wanted to bring the white up to the top, and that's wood now. But because I played around with it a bit, the first time I tried to build this, I put the wood one on the lower part, and this one was white, but I changed them both to white in the end because the wood wasn't on the building anywhere, so I just, had to get rid of it because it was just a random, and it normally that works with modern things, don't get me wrong, like having like a wood panel in there, like it kind of adds like a warmth to it, but I don't know, the brick was already there, so I was just like, no, we've already got like an influx of a different material, so there's kind of no point. Plus, I've already got that stone thing in the middle that the whole apartment comes off of. So yeah, basically putting in the windows, which I did. I wanted to, like I said, like keep original features, so I didn't put the doors and the windows of that main room all the way throughout. I used just the standard like base game black modern windows, and just FYI, the bedroom part, the second floor first I should say, is the medium wall height, whereas the main level is the complete height, the full super high, but yeah, so yeah, just put it in the table thing that like everyone does now, and thanks YouTube for teaching me this. I mean, I had no idea you could do this, and I'm so thankful because I can do half all that aren't open at the bottom, because originally I did do like a plants in there, but it looked awful, so I just decided to do that, and obviously speed it up because who wants to see that? Plus it was like 4 minutes. Shock. So yeah, just changing that to a white, I think it looks so much better, like so much better, and it brings it back up to the top And I don't know, the wood was just a bit like, why would you make that wood? Who knows? So yeah, it's kind of an unusual shape. It's not, I don't think, what anyone would expect it to go like. Like, you could rework this in any way, so if you do want to download this and completely change the layout, that's fine, but I just wanted to make it look like a renovation and kind of just... Oh yeah, so I'm changing that because you could see how awful it looked when you kind of went into the master bedroom and looked out. You could see the half walls were like super high. So I just changed it to like a little piece of trellis kind of thing going on. Just to overhang the windows and like give it kind of, I don't know, just a more dressed up kind of a feel. So obviously just put in light throughout the penthouse because I couldn't see anything. And it's kind of important that everything's well lit so that you can match things correctly. Even though I'm getting a bit OCD with it, and I've realized from every other really talented YouTuber who does like The Sims as a channel, you know, they don't worry as much as what I do in my brain about things matching. So maybe I need to learn, but that's just The Sims 3 for you. Spoiled me too much and gave me the ability. And also the OCD of like, it's got to match. So yeah, this is the second bedroom, by the way. It's just off the back, on its own kind of thing, you know. And then bring in, I love the, I don't know how you would describe that, like an acid washed brick. Realistically, it's just painted awfully, but you know, I like it. And I wanted to keep some of the exposed brick in here, you know, keep some of the original features, but not too much of it because it did darken the room, and I was like, no, I'm going for bright colors here. So yeah, and also, like I said in the description on the gallery, I hope you like orange because I kind of took out the green for an orange. For no specific reason, it's just like a bold color, so why not? But it's not in the master bedroom, except for the banister on the wall that comes up, because it kind of goes from the bottom floor into the top. It's hard to explain, but yeah. And then just, I love that little window from the reception of the apartment into the apartment. So, you know, if a burglar comes in, it's like, oh, you can see what you could steal, but no, alas, you cannot at all. So, yeah. So I went for a grey and an orange kitchen. Just a heads up, if that doesn't sound appealing to you, then you might want to skip for the next 2 minutes, or change the entire build. You won't like it if you don't like orange, realistically. You could change it out for another color, though, so don't worry. But yeah, I really like how the kitchen turned out. I basically just mimicked the original kitchen, but I took out the like bar thing and I put in an island just because it's big enough space to warrant one. So I did not mind. If some of you want to change it back, by all means do. Just put in the fridge in because it didn't... I've been spoiled by the Parenthood fridge. Like, it's built in, there's no gaps, it's amazing, and it's all fridges in The Sims 4 should be like that. And I'm not kidding. It's really annoying. It's great when you want to look like you're struggling and, you know, you haven't got much money, but like... Once you get good, it's like, I can clearly afford a fitted kitchen if I'm living here, surely. So, yeah, that's what that's about. So, yeah, I just put in the appliances. Some of them matched. And I'm well aware that the extractor fan / hood, I'm not sure what you'd call it anywhere, but in the UK we call them extractor fans, the thing above the cooker that gets rid of the smell. It's like a copper orange, but it really is the only one that matched. And it's kind of industrial. And that VIP bucket, I'm so chuffed because it's orange. And it kind of went really well. And the way I positioned the island meant that, you know, it could face the right way and not block anyone from using the island at all. So I'm kind of happy changing that over to the cooking station, because who would have knives by the sink unless they were just washed? Some kittens. Those doors still work. Ha ha ha. I had to test the house. I love that rug for modern, like, living rooms, any kind of room really. I love it. It's just so... Just looks like a fair one. Not fair. It's hard to say. I don't know. Just a thick, textured rug. Yeah, putting in a piano because why not? It's like a kind of like a... I wanted to keep a lot of city living in this, like the pack of itself. So like, music's a big part of that. You know, that thing's in from the thingy career, the critic career. But like, you know, oh well. Just doing a wall of bookcases. Obviously, you can't use the top ones, but I think it looks nice. It's just like a little study kind of library nook around the... Because no one's going to be using the master bedroom unless you go up there. So it's kind of literally like the hallway to the master bedroom. And then just like a reading thing underneath the stairs, which I thought looks really, really cute. By the way, in this, they're offset. Like, one's not that matching, but in the gallery version, I did sort that out. Just like, if you catch anything in this, just FYI, I have sorted it out. I go through before I upload it, just to make sure everything's there. So then sorting out the dining table, which I really do love. In the end, I did like a mix match of chairs. I do change those grey ones back to orange. Sorry if you preferred it as grey. It's still nice. Like, I just wanted to bring in all the colours with the dining table just to make sure it flowed across the room. Because I know one end's like black and music and one end's like orange. So something in the middle's got to be a bit of both. And it worked out quite well. And I wanted it to be like literally mirrored behind the doors, not the hallway. So it looks a bit squiff when you try and look at it from the hallway, but from outside it looks stunning. I do this kind of like a effect from lights quite a lot throughout this build, just because it's quite a modern wall light and a minimal one more so, and I didn't want anything protruding too much out of the walls or whatever, so they're kind of like the best fit for that until I get like every game pack, which I'm pretty sure there's some stuff that I would love that I don't really know about, that everyone's probably like, oh my god, that would look so good there. Well, feel free to put it in when you download, and maybe when I get the pack I'll redo certain builds that I've done, or at least, you know, switch it up a bit, which I haven't done a video on that, and like I've only done one, but I'm not sure, it doesn't sound too good to me, but whatever. I'm sure I'll think of something, or you guys will, who knows. So yeah, just doing the, like, I guess the TV living room kind of thing at this end of the house, like off the second bedroom. It's really the kind of apartment for, like, you could have roommates in it, you could have like a family that's literally just started and could possibly grow. I mean, that room's big enough for 2 toddlers, maybe 2 children, but as soon as teens come, it's like, whoa, let's go up. But yeah, so I repeated the rug down here, I'm well aware, but it was like the only one that kind of worked. And I know that the curtains over here are black, not white, but it just added depth to a wall that needed it a lot. And I do just like the movie kind of poster thing over here, just because I know most people save that for like a cinema room, but this is an apartment, a penthouse I should say, so let's not get too excited. It doesn't have a cinema room, just a normal living room. And obviously the clutter thing, which I do skip out for you guys, and actually most of the clutter ones in this build, because yay, full now. Who's got time to watch clutter? Unless of course you love it, I'm really, really sorry. So yeah, this is the study nook. Yeah, kind of out the way. I didn't want it to be too obvious, so I got rid of the orange and put in just the black chair, just so the panels just disappeared a little bit. And then obviously the shelves, and like I don't know why, but I really got into blowing up neon signs in this apartment, just because it's city living. It seems like a young person's apartment, or like someone who's really, really, I mean, it's in the art center, so I kind of wanted to give art district, so I wanted to give it like a art inspired feel, and that's kind of where like the no skirting on the walls come in, you know, kind of like a gallery, you know, the neutral floor, which took me ages, I think, and I haven't mentioned it to like realize that I hadn't changed the floor. But yeah, oh, and please ignore what I'm about to do with this. I was like, really? But I like how it turned out in the end, and I changed it to the squares because it's a modern, remember? I love those as a light, mind. I've got to be honest, I wanted something a bit bigger, but I was okay with it because it's like modern, neutral. And by the way, I'm so chuffed that the elevator came in that color. It looks really, really nice, I think. And then just like a seating area in case like no one's home and the doors are locked. Even though like those doors aren't really doors. They do have like openings by the hinges and in the middle. So I'm guessing it's a bit drafty. But we don't have weather yet, so we don't have to worry about that. Every day is a nice day with low wind, no rain. Seriously. You don't notice it that much though. So yeah, moving on to the bedroom, the second one. Like you could change this if you wanted to into something else. It doesn't have to be a bedroom. It could be like a gym or whatever. But I thought I'd do it as a bedroom, considering, you know, it's a big enough penthouse, and I think it comes in at 150,000, just under like 149 something. So yeah, it's kind of expensive. So I figured you can't just have a 1 bedroom for that unless you're like an incred rich sim, which I don't think many people play too much. I think people like to build up to that and have more than one. So yeah. And it's kind of like a teenage inspired. It's not like a child's room like I normally do, because I figured like I've done that in like every build I've done. So like I've done 3, let's calm down. And 2 of them are technically the same. But yeah, I just wanted to go for like a grey, a white, a splash of mint, I guess, and yeah, like a black wood. And I actually think it turned out nice. And I kind of except for this little part. I don't know what I was trying. Like, it doesn't look too bad. It's just they were too small. It's the thing, when I try and build with like super high ceilings, I find it hard to furnish a room. Because to me, it just looks really empty. Whereas I'm well aware to a person, it wouldn't look so empty because you're not as high as the ceiling. And of course, with minimal walls like this, it does make it look quite bare. So I struggled with that. But I think it looks really nice in the end. So I think that's all that matters. Just play with what you have, and eventually you'll like it. I think if you add enough detail and stuff and spend enough time on it. But that's just me. Yeah. See. You can see. I was actually like, does this look right? I don't know. But I think it looks nice, like, now. You can finally see it coming together. Oh, that was me trying it with posters, but I thought, no, this is like an expensive apartment. Surely they can have pictures. And then I realized that some were brown and some were black, so I had to change that up. And I wanted to keep that one just because it had the most color. But that looks nice, right? I think so. I mean, it's not like centered by any means. It's offset a lot and a bit of a jumble mess, but it's a teenager's room, and you can imagine. And this rug went perfectly. Well, I mean, not perfectly, but it was the best one, I think. I struggled for a while to try and find something the right shape and the right size, because a lot of the rugs might be the right color perfectly, but if it's a square in a rectangle room or a rectangle in a square room, it doesn't fit, and it's just like, no. Just adding in the clutter now, because obviously it's a used broom. Like, I didn't want it to be. I haven't got it with a person in mind at all. Like, that's why the colors are fairly neutral. Just like a teenager, you know? Like, suitcases there, ready to go. Oh, and that's only because when I was younger, I used to literally, when I used to go with my friends or stay with my friends' houses, I used to literally, on occasions, once, well, maybe 7 times packed a suitcase. Just because I used to also take a pillow. So I used to only be able to force, never mind. Who cares? Yeah, so moving on to the bathroom. I'm just realizing now that the floor is the wrong way, and that's so annoying. But, oh my god, no, forgive me. Ugh, so, maybe I shouldn't have called attention to it, but oh well. It just doesn't seem too bad, because I think I put a shower in, and I do put a toilet in, obviously, so. Yeah, I think it kind of covered it. Yeah, I didn't put a rug in because I was like, oh, the tiles are decorative. That's the whole point. And that's kind of like what I like to do with bathrooms, is make the tiles not necessarily the decoration, but kind of dress up the wall so it doesn't warrant like a picture or something, you know? Then just adding these little basketball jersey things to the wall just to dress it up. And by the way, this is the one room in the apartment that I didn't change, just because it's nice on its own. I do like how the bathroom's laid out. I don't know if it works, just because I'm assuming so. EA made it, I think, so like it's good. I just changed the floor to sandstone just because I think that went better with the rest of the house. And so yeah, that's kind of that room for you. My bad, sorry. So then when we came to the master bedroom, I kind of decided to do like a wood panel once again, and it's fairly abused in this build, and then like I can always get rid of it, and I end up doing that here too. And I do actually like that wood. It's not it's bad, it's just I was trying to avoid doing the same thing that I've done in the last 2 builds, which is the like that, but the wood one. And it was hard. It's like the only wallpaper I could do with a feature wall for a modern build, and I've kind of done it, and it's like, I want to do it again. So my bad, but I managed to do something different, and I really liked it. Thank you to the Parenthood rug for bringing it together in a way that I didn't think was possible. I was going to change it all up again, but I didn't. So thank you. I just said thank you to a rug. Okay, cool. And by the way, every time I say like, oh, that, you know, modern mosaic tile, that's the one that I'm on about. Like, I'm not stupid. I know it's not technically a mosaic, but it's decorative in a way that reminds me of mosaic. So I call it that. And I think on the gallery, the one, I changed those lights to black and white because, as far as I was concerned, because of the pillars, I needed to bring the color in more. So yeah, they do get changed, so don't worry. And this really spun me out, to be completely honest with you. I was like, why is it black? Like, not even black. It looked like it wasn't rendering inside, like in the game. And then outside it was bright white. And I was like, can't you just do that there? So I went for a grey. So it darkened the room, but like it still matched. So it was fine as far as I was concerned. So I hope everyone else thinks the same thing. So then add in the cabinets above. I'm well aware that they're high, so I don't think a sim will ever be able to. Not that they do anyway, but if this was real. And then I tried to do something decorative with like a mirror, but unfortunately, I didn't. I just shoved the spa day mirror there, and as far as I'm concerned, it looks really, really nice. It goes, and it's the perfect height. I didn't have to raise it or anything, so your Sims can actually use it. So yeah, kind of a success. And then, you know, just adding stuff to the worktops, surfaces, however you want to, wherever you're from. And then obviously toothbrushes, which in this build I remembered to go by the sink in the bedrooms as opposed to the study thinking they're pens. Yes. My eyesight's gone terrible. Lol. And then I was just playing around because I was like, what am I going to put here? Is the bath decorative enough? So I just shoved that but there, and that stays white, I think. I was toying around with changing it to a black, but I never did in the end, so that stays where it was. I think I end up putting a wall in here now because I was just like, like it's not high, because of the high ceilings, it doesn't feel, it's going to be like, why is there a shower? It looks kind of cheap in a way, so I had to wall it off just to make it seem a little bit grander than it would have without. And it's 150 grand, so like you can walk into your master suite, you know, en suite, is that even like a term? And then be like, oh, that looks lovely, doesn't it? Shoved in the corner. So I just, yeah, hid it. And yeah, I didn't put any like curtains or blinds on the windows because I figured it's like a high rise. So yeah, and if you could imagine that some people have windows that, you know, you can like click, press a button and they go like see through, and then press the button again and they'll like be like frosted, you know. I'm assuming they cost a lot, but they are out there. People have them. So yeah, this is kind of like the dressing area / landing. It kind of works, and I do wall it off. Obviously, yeah, you see it there. Walled it off just because I was like, I can't really think of anything to put down there, nothing useful. So if you guys want to break open that space and use it as like, I don't know, a library nook, even though there's a library right there that's like 2 stories. Knock yourself out. And also that rug popped in because I wanted the landing to be bigger than 3 squares. So unfortunately that's there, but I kind of covered it a little bit. Anyway, you could pretend it's skirting in a way, even though I've tried to avoid skirting with a vengeance in this build, and you know, I didn't really know what to put here, but I actually like how it ended up looking. It's very minimal and there's not a lot going on, but it's still really simple, and the view's still there. Well, it's a view of the building behind, but still. Yeah, so, and then I think I put the spa day lights. No, I tried around with these first, and oh my god, don't they look awful. Like, you can see what I was trying to go for. I was trying to repeat what I've done prior, but behind pillars I did it, which it looks okay, but Jesus, that looks terrible. And then I was like, oh, this looks dark, but anyway, I like decided to like clutter. I thought I could change the bed, and I kind of did, just to different. I wish that came in more colors and more options, but, you know, of like bedding, but with the black, but whatevs. And then I just clutter those up because it's bedsides and it's the main suite that seems to be used. I use that book so much. And by the way, I only used it downstairs because I thought like, oh, it'll be like a guest book so people can sign it because it's in the reception. But yeah. And of course, there's the rug. Yeah. Which I think I didn't realize I could utilize a shape like that in this room. But turns out I can because of the bedside lead. So see, it all came together. I was really like annoyed by it, but I really love how it turned out in the end. It's really, really minimal, like I said, but I think at the same time it's decorative. And it's kind of funny. I put like a running machine in the end, and it's just like, ooh, because you know, you can envision that you wouldn't mind working out if you had a view like the windows do provide this side of the apartment. Penthouse, I should say. And that's why I wanted the master bedroom to face this way. The build could have made a lot more sense if it was facing the fountain, and also it would have looked a lot better in the way I worked out the thing. But I wanted to make use of the view, which is the most important thing in property, especially in an apartment like this. I think, like a penthouse. So obviously it had to be switched. So yeah, and I kind of cluttered up that area just really, really quickly, so you guys wouldn't have to view it. But it turned out nice. It's like a little study nook, It's not necessarily super high class and minimal. It's like kind of lived in a little bit, They've been here for like 6 months, if you could imagine, like that kind of thing, So yeah, just putting like a seat in kind of thing. I'm repeating because I love doing this, to be honest with this. There's 2 paintings together. I think they look really, really good. And just covered up that space enough. And there's no blinds or anything on those little windows at the side, just because they're so small. I don't think it warranted. And of course, I didn't put anything, I don't think. So moving on to the outside terraces, I'm just choosing the slabs to put down as a floor. I chose the neutral, like, they're kind of modern, I suppose you could say. So that's why I went for them. And then I do work out. It does change a lot, FYI. So as the video like flows, I guess you could say. And there's the lights, obviously, which I repeat, but they lit up enough of the space outside, so I didn't mind using them so much. So I hope you guys think the same. So moving on to the main terrace, which is kind of like the one that you'd entertain on, like if you had a party or whatever. I tried to incorporate like a barbecue and a seating, well, not a seating area, like a food area, I guess you could say, like where you'd have food outside, which I did manage to do, but not like the barbecue, because unfortunately it just didn't have enough room for it and it would have been too clogged. So I decided to get rid of it in the end, but it does hang around for a little bit while I try and work out like what the hell I'm gonna put here. So like I just put the simple, like, small little dining table with the umbrella, which actually goes in the center, I think, in the end. Well, it moves, I know that. And I do change the color of the planters, by the way. I just needed to work out where everything was going. I think I've already said that, but it was like, because it's such a small space, so I kind of wanted to, like, as it's a renovation, imagine that, like, well, it's called planning permission in the UK, which is like you apply to like do additions and stuff to your house and like extend certain areas. And so like I just imagined that on this specific level that the terraces couldn't be extended at all. So plus I wanted more space inside than out, so and it worked out. And by the way, I do all the like shrubbery off camera just because it's pretty boring to watch and the video is already way too long. So, and I had to kind of work around the fact that you can't use spray paint, like terrain paints at all on high rises. So yeah, that was kind of in a lengthy process. So I kind of had to cut it out. And the house is actually on the gallery under my name, BWD17. And I just want to say that I know that everything, but in the screenshots especially, you'll see specifically on the banister that the orange wall doesn't go all the way up, and that's been fixed, I promise you, on the gallery. And yeah, just so if you see anything, like I have said multiple times, it's fine. I fixed it, don't worry. So just putting in the planters at the end, the final one before we move on to the screenshots of the house. Yeah. So the outside, obviously, I'm pretty sure you can tell. The back of it, which is kind of viewed from the other apartments, kind of blocking their view. I guess that's kind of mean. Master suite, which I love because of the view, and that's the banister I was on about. Like I said, my bad. So yeah, so these, I don't think these are the final screenshots. Just they are the final screenshots for the video. It's just that the things, like I said, that are missing, they're definitely fixed in the gallery. So yeah, thanks guys. Give the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you want more, and goodbye.